We're going to go to John chapter 14. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. We're going to go to John chapter 14, starting in verse 1. I'm going to read, and then we're going to jump in. You guys ready? Jesus is talking to all his followers, his 12 followers, his main ones. He says, don't let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God. Trust also in me. There is more than enough room in my Father's home. If this were not so, I would have told you, would I have told you that I'm going to prepare a place for you? When everything is ready, I'm going to come back. I'm going to get you so that you will always be with me where I am. And you know the way to where I'm going. Now, focus on that. Jesus says to them, you know the way to where I am going. Then, next verse. This dude Thomas says, no, we don't know, Lord. We have no idea where you're going. So how can we know the way? He said, we do not know the way. And then, Jesus says to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. We're just going to stop it right there. He says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. We are in a series right now called I Am. And we're going to be talking about all the different things Jesus said that he was, because my goal right now is for you to discover who Jesus is. That there would be no confusion. There would be no confusion about who Jesus is, so that you can make a decision about what you are going to do with him. Because what you do with Jesus is the most important decision you will make in your life. So that's why I want you to focus. That's why I want you to just focus in, because this is one of the most important decisions you will ever make. Now, one good thing about a teacher, when a teacher is a good teacher, there's a couple things that they would do. Number one is they won't just give you the answer because they want you to what? Figure it out. They want you to succeed. Because if they always give you the answer, then you'll always need someone to give you the answer, and you can't figure it out. But the other thing that a good teacher does is that when you can't figure it out, they make it plain. Let me just make this plain for you. I thought I would give you guys an example of this that happened to me recently. I was like, let me just come up with an example. And I was like, you know, what's a good thing? I said, velocity. Velocity. What is velocity? You know, it's something that you learn about in physics and whatnot. What is velocity? And so I looked it up, and I thought this is just going to be a simple thing because I know it's speed and direction. So I started looking it up and what it is and everything, and I got confused. I was like, wait. I was on Wikipedia. I was on MakeMathEasy.com. I was on MakePhysicsEasy.org. I was like on everything. I was like, wait. What are you saying to me? There was like all this stuff. It was like, it's distance. I was like, but how do you know what direction it's going? What is the metric for the direction? What is the metric for the direction? Like, do I just say it's going that way? Like how do I know? So I started looking it up even more. And then it gave me a more confusing thing. It was like, it's about displacement. And I was like, what? Displacement from here to there. But the problem is that if it goes up, and then it comes back down to the same spot, there was no displacement. So there was no velocity. And I was like, what is happening? I don't understand. It was confusing to me. And so I started looking for like word problems. How many of you guys hate word problems? But I needed a word problem because I needed to understand what it was talking about. So let me just explain to you the best that I can from what I was reading. Velocity is speed and direction, not just speed, right? Like where Landon? Come here. I'm pulling Landon up because he's a baseball player. Go over there, sir. Go over there a little bit. I know him too. Go over there just a little bit. Get ready to catch this, son. Get ready to catch this. He's got to catch sometime. You ready? You ready? You don't look ready. Okay, all right. Okay. Now, You weren't expecting me to throw it that hard, were you? That was like a 90-mile-per-hour fastball, okay? It's like 90 miles per hour. That's why I used this one instead of a real one, all right? That way, when he got hit with it, he wouldn't cry. Now, that was a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. I calculated that in my mind. That was the speed. But if I said, yeah, you can just leave it. You can just leave it. It's fine. Or you can get it. Now, if I said, I threw the ball 90 miles per hour towards Landon, now we know the velocity. We know the speed and the direction. It's going 90 miles per hour east. It's going 90 miles per hour west. That's the velocity. It's speed with direction. Go ahead, Landon. Have a seat, sir. I know you didn't have a glove or anything, and I was throwing heat like Alex Jeter. And so some of you guys, hey, thank you. I know. Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, but no, it's okay. It's all right. Now, here's my point. I gave you a picture so I could clarify what I wanted you to know. So it makes it easier when you see it. How many guys, it's easier when you see a picture? How many guys would rather watch the movie than read the book? Anybody? How many guys would rather read the book than watch the movie? Some of you guys. Now, let me show you the brilliance. Let me show you the brilliance of Jesus in this verse. Let's go back to verse 3. Take it back to verse 3. So Jesus is being a good teacher. Verse 4, sorry about that. And here's what he says. He says, I'm going away, and you're going to be there too, and you know the way to where I am going. You know the way to where I'm going. Now, Jesus was being a good teacher because he could have just made it super easy for him, but he did. He said, you know the way to where I'm going. And I could just imagine his face like, right? You know that look the teacher gives when they're like, equals, and you're like, x squared. And they're like, okay. This is exactly what happens. He goes, and you know the way around, you know where I'm going. Huh? And Thomas goes, next verse, we don't know, Lord. We have no idea, okay? We don't know where you're going, so we don't even know how to get there. He's like, I have no idea what velocity is. I have no idea. And so Jesus, again, being the good teacher, just makes it plain. I can imagine him just kind of going, all right. Ready? I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And I didn't really get that Jesus was doing it until I read the next verse. Let's see verse 7. He said, if you had really known me, you would have known who my Father was, and from now on, you do know him and have seen him. Verse 8. Then Philip said, Lord, show us the Father, and we will be satisfied. Verse 9. And then Jesus goes, okay, I've been with you guys a long time, and you still don't know who I am. We've lived together for 3 years, traveled the road for 3 years, talked and learned and cried, and I've fed thousands of people, and I've healed thousands of people, and you've walked with me, and I've talked with you. He's like, you still don't know who I am. You still haven't figured it out. You're still confused. Jesus had to make it plain. In verse 6, if there's a verse that you remember in the Bible besides John 3:16, remember John 14:6. Jesus makes it plain. I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one's going to come to the Father. No one's going to get to heaven except through me. The world will tell you that this is a narrow way of thinking. Well, that's not fair. If you walk into Walmart, there are a plethora of brands to choose from. There are so many things we can choose from. I can get great value. I can get Post. I can get General Mills. I can get Kellogg's. Y'all know I'm talking about cereal, right? I can get all kinds of things. That's all I can see in my head when I walk into Walmart. It's like all the cereal. I'm like, hallelujah. You can get all kinds of variety. And Jesus says, when you walk in my store, there's one box. And us Americans, we go, man, there's got to be another box in here. There's got to be another box in this store. There's got to be another one. So do you know what we do? We bring our own box because we want to do things our way. Oh, we'll take a little bit of God's way, but we want to do things our way. But the problem is that when we go to ring up at the register, it's not going to work. When we go to get our lives fixed, that other box is not going to ring up. That other thing you decided to do along with God, it's like, I'm going to read my Bible, then I'm going to check my horoscope. You know what I'm saying? I got to get my Bible, then I got to get my horoscope because I got to know what God says, then I got to know what the stars say. What? Why are we going to the stars when we have the maker of the stars? I'm going to go to the Bible, then I'm going to go to my boyfriend. I'm going to go to the Bible, then I'm going to go to my girlfriend. I'm going to go to my Bible, then I'm going to go to basketball. I'm going to go to my Bible, then I'm going to go to drama club. I'm going to go to my Bible, then I'm going to go to band. I'm going to go to my Bible, and we try to pair up our way of fixing our life with God. We say, God, yeah, I do want you, but I want this too. Now, I don't want you to get confused in me saying that you can't play sports and you can't. What I'm saying is this. Jesus says, I am the way. Meaning this. I'm the way you live your life. I'm the way you make decisions. I'm the way you find healing. I'm the way you find hope. I'm the way you find peace. I'm the way you find joy. I'm the way you find fulfillment. I'm the way you find purpose. I'm the way you find meaning. There is no other way to have that except through me. Now, the box that you brought will work for a minute. It'll work for a minute. And it'll taste good. But the problem with the box you brought is it runs out. And the amazing thing about Jesus is he never runs out. He will never stop. His love for you will never stop. Some of you have dated multiple people that you have told it's forever. But too bad forever was like 2 months. Too bad forever was a week. Too bad forever was one day. You were like, that was the shortest forever I ever did see. Like what is happening? God says, my forever is really forever. My eternal is eternal. What I have to offer you is the real thing. I am the way. Now, I mentioned the world will say that's narrow-minded. And I used to think about that and be like, that is kind of weird. He's like, choose me. That's it. It's like you cannot choose me. There's heaven and there's hell. There's not like heaven and then like nirvana and then like nothing and then like there's heaven and there's hell. Make your choice. And I used to think, that just does not seem fair. But imagine I said to my kid, hey, you could have a cookie or you could have some dookie. And some people do, don't they? Some people do. Because they will not do it God's way, not for the life of them. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it my way. And God goes, you can. But I'm trying to make your choice easy. I'm trying to make it easy for you. I'm trying to he says, choose life so that you can live. There's a choice. Choose life or choose death. Choose blessing or choose cursing. It's not that he's trying to make it hard and narrow. He's trying to make it as easy as possible. He's like, hey, you could jump. You can stay on the plane Or you can jump off with no parachute. Here's your options. And we're like, ah! And he's like, but I made this plane for you to fly. And yet we will choose the worst thing. It's not that he's trying to be harsh. I believe it's the lovingest thing that he could do. Here, you can have this good thing, or this good thing, or this good thing, or this good thing, or this good thing, but I'm not going to tell you which one's the best thing. Like, this one could be best, or this one could be best, or that one could be best, or that one could be best. Just kind of make your choice. Oh, it's up to you. And we're like, How many of you guys have ever tried to choose a movie on Netflix? And you're like, this is my life. I'm like, babe, let's watch something. And I'm like, it's like everything and nothing to watch all at the same time. And God goes, guess what? God says, guess what? Here's a choice. You can watch nothing, or I will give you the best movie you've ever seen ever. And it'll never end. And it'll constantly have a plot twist. It'll constantly have highs and lows. It'll constantly have things that will capture your attention. And there'll be times you'll be crying, times you'll be laughing, times it's adventure, times it's action. I will give you the greatest movie you've ever seen, and guess what? It never stops. It's the greatest entertainment you've ever had in your life. Or you can just have nothing. And we're just like, I don't want your movie. I'll pick nothing. And God's saying, listen to me. I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. Everything you are looking for, you find in me. He made it simple. And I love Jesus for that. Now I want you guys to just take a moment. Don't get unfocused. Just stay where you are. Ben, if we could get some music going there. We're just going to have a moment. We're going to have a moment. And I want you to examine your life and ask yourself this. How many boxes have I brought in and said, Jesus, I want to do it your way, yeah, but in the way I am at school, I'll just keep mine. And the way I am at my job, I'll just keep the way I choose to do things. And the way I am with my boyfriend or my girlfriend, I'll just do it my way. And the way I am in making decisions, I'll just do it my way. How many of us are just doing half of our life our own way? And when we come to church, we're like, okay, I'll do it God's way while I'm at church. Guys, it's time just to drop the boxes. It's time just to say, God, you are the way. You're the way I'm going to find what I'm looking for. You're the way I'm going to find what I need. You're the way I'm going to find hope. You're the way that I'm going to get direction for my life. What am I going to do with my life, God? I don't know about my career and where I'm supposed to go and what the future looks like. But if I know, if I do it your way and I follow you and I choose you, you'll get me there. You'll get me there. Jesus, I know if I do what you want, you'll get me there. And there's going to be times when I want to bring in my own cereal, when I want to pour my own bowl, because I think it's going to be better. But I guarantee you, your bowl's not going to be better, because at some point, it's going to run out. God has something incredible for you. And it starts with you saying, Jesus, I choose you to be the only way in my life. I choose to use your word to determine how I will live my life. Oh, let me tell you, when you pick Jesus as the only way, everything gets simplified. Everything gets simplified. Mary, everything gets simplified. When we do it God's way, everything gets simplified. So my question to you right now is whether you are ready to give up your way for God's way.